up, fellow gearheads? I'm here to talk to you about 10 reasons why you should own a C5 Z06 in 2022. So I've owned this car for a year and a half now, and my criteria for looking for a car was basically a V8, affordable, reliable, somewhat exclusive, and handles well. And boy, does this car fit the bill. So number 10, somewhat exclusive, as I mentioned. They made a lot of these cars. So basically the Z06 ran from, the C5 Z06 was made from 2001 to 2004. The 2001 Z06 made 385 horsepower, and the 2002 to 2004s made 405 horsepower. Chevy makes it very clear on their badging. It says Z06 and then it says 405 horsepower. That's how you know that it's a 2002 to 2004 Z06. So it's somewhat exclusive. The reason why I'm saying this is because I drive a good amount, maybe 12 to 14,000 miles a year. I have a bunch of other cars, so I split the mileage among 3 cars. But when I drive, I don't really see that many C5 Z06s on the road. It's mostly C6, C7s, and C8s. So number 9, power. There is no replacement for displacement. I'm not gonna gun it here because the corner's coming up and there's cars on the road. But man, so basically this car is making 420 horsepower to the wheels. It has intake, headers, exhaust, heads, cam, and a short shifter. And as you can see, a half cage in the back, which is really awesome. I'm gonna get to that point a little bit later. But there really is no replacement for displacement. I mean, this V8 is just awesome. So, number 8, styling. I absolutely love the body style of this car. It is my absolute favorite body style of any Corvette on the road today, and that includes the C8. No offense to C8 owners, I absolutely love the C8, but man, just the subtle, I wouldn't say it's subtle actually, but basically, you know, the pop-up headlights, the early 2000s, a lot of early 2000s cars came with pop-up headlights. NSX is one that comes to mind, and this car, and just the styling is just awesome. In my opinion, it looks like a silver bullet. Yeah, it's just an amazing looking car in my opinion. Number 7, it is surprisingly comfortable. So right now this car sits on leaf springs. A lot of people are very critical about the leaf springs, but I think it makes this car super comfortable, and like I can basically semi-daily this car, which I do. So I basically drive this on good weather days as often as possible. Even if it rains, I'll take it out once in a while. Obviously it makes a lot of power, so it's not the best in when there's precipitation on the road. Obviously it doesn't see salt or snow. But man, this car is super comfortable. The leaf springs are really comfortable. It absorbs the bumps really well. And yeah, I mean, anybody could daily drive this car. It's super comfortable for sure. So number 6, cheap to maintain and easy to service. This is no different than other Chevys. There are some nuances with the torque tube and things like that. But in terms of oil changes, fluid changes, brake fluid flush, coolant flush, they're all relatively simple to do. And basically clutch fluid flush, brake fluid flush, so you're saying that they share the same reservoir, so you're basically doing both at that point. So number 5, the sound. Man, that I don't have to say anything else. else, the sound is one of my favorite sounding V8s of all time. And that's saying a lot for a 19-year-old car. Man, I don't have to say anything else, I don't. Alright, number 4, it's practical. So this car is surprisingly practical. So as I was mentioning, it has a half cage. And as you can see in the back, there's actually space behind me to put stuff. So if you're going on a long trip and you have like large duffel bags, it definitely fits in the trunk and as well as behind the seats. The trunk has a ton of space. You could probably fit a pretty good size of golf clubs in the trunk. Number 3, the community. So the Corvette community is super helpful. It's unlike any other car community I've been a part of in the fact that Corvette owners help each other. Anytime I see a Corvette on the road, we always wave to each other. That does happen with other cars, but the Corvette community is very tight-knit and always helping each other. There was an instance with this car where I had debris stuck in the radiator, which was causing, whenever I used AC, it would cause the coolant temperature to go up. So one of my buddies who has a C6 invited me over to his house so I could put the car on the lift and blow out the air. Number 2, well balanced. To have a very good weight distribution, 50-50 weight distribution. The reason is the engine's in the front, obviously, and the transmission's in the rear. So the fact that Chevrolet was able to balance the car out so well helps it handle really well as well. And the number 1 reason why you should own this car in 2022 is the value. So this car is widely heralded as one of the best bangs for your buck. I mean, what's not to like? It's super comfortable, it's powerful, it's practical, and reliable. And you could probably get a clean example for high 20s, anywhere from 20 to 30,000, depending on mileage, depending on condition, depending on the year, depending on the color. The electron blue and the yellow tend to sell for a little bit more, but there's no better bang for your buck, in my opinion, than this car. It offers so much performance for the money. So those are the 10 reasons why you should own a Corvette. Not any Corvette, but a C5 Z06 in 2022.